OSHA 10 Mock Test 2026 Part 5 40 Questions Answers. Question 1. When selecting chemical-resistant gloves, why is it important to consult the Safety Data Sheet, SDS, first? Option A. Because all rubber gloves protect against all chemicals. Option B. Because the SDS will dictate the exact material, example, nitrile, butyl, required to prevent the specific chemical from permeating the glove. Option C. Because the SDS tells you the price of the gloves. Option D. Because gloves are only required for acids. The correct answer is option B, because the SDS will dictate the exact material, example, nitrile, butyl, required to prevent the specific chemical from permeating the glove. Chemicals break down different materials at different rates. A glove that protects against one solvent might melt when exposed to another, so you must use the specific glove material recommended on the SDS. Question 2. A scaffold and its components must be capable of supporting its own weight and at least how many times the maximum intended load? Option A, 2 times. Option B, 3 times. Option C, 4 times. Option D, 10 times. The correct answer is option C, 4 times. OSHA Standard 1926.451, A1, requires that scaffolds and scaffold components be capable of supporting, without failure, their own weight and at least 4 times the maximum intended load applied or transmitted to them. Question 3. When is an employer allowed to use tagout without lockout during equipment maintenance? Option A. Whenever the employer wants to save time. Option B. Only when the energy isolating device is physically incapable of being locked out. Option C. When the machine is brand new. Option D. When the maintenance will take less than 5 minutes. The correct answer is option B. Only when the energy isolating device is physically incapable of being locked out. Tagout alone is only permitted if the equipment cannot physically accommodate a padlock. If it can be locked out, it must be locked out. Tagout programs must provide a level of safety equivalent to a lockout program. Question 4. When driving a forklift on an incline, ramp, with a load, which direction should the load point? Option A, down the incline. Option B, pointed to the side. Option C, up the incline. Option D, it doesn't matter. The correct answer is option C, up the incline. To maintain stability and prevent the load from sliding off the forks, the load must always be pointed up the incline, regardless of whether the forklift is traveling up or down. Question 5. What does IDLH stand for in respiratory protection standards? Option A, Internal Department of Labor Health. Option B, immediately dangerous to life or health. Option C, infectious disease and lung hazard. Option D, industrial dust level hazard. The correct answer is option B, immediately dangerous to life or health. IDLH refers to an atmospheric concentration of any toxic, corrosive, or asphyxiant substance that poses an immediate threat to life or would cause irreversible or delayed adverse health effects. Question 6. Which HAZCOM pictogram features a skull and crossbones? Option A, flammable. Option B, corrosive. Option C, acute toxicity, fatal or severe. Option D, environmental hazard. The correct answer is option C, acute toxicity, fatal or severe. The skull and crossbones pictogram is used specifically to indicate that a chemical is acutely toxic and exposure to even a small amount could be fatal or cause severe illness. Question 7. When reviewing an audiometric hearing test, what is a standard threshold shift, STS? Option A, the volume limit on a factory radio. Option B, a change in a worker's hearing threshold relative to their baseline audiogram, indicating hearing loss. Option C, the physical distance a sound wave travels. Option D, the brand of earplugs used. The correct answer is option B, a change in a worker's hearing threshold relative to their baseline audiogram, indicating hearing loss. An STS is an average shift in hearing of 10 decibels, dB, or more at 2000, 3000, and 4000 Hz in either ear. It indicates that the worker is losing their hearing due to noise exposure. Question 8. For standard abrasive wheels, bench grinders, the maximum angular exposure of the grinding wheel periphery and sides must not exceed how many degrees? Option A, 90 degrees. Option B, 180 degrees. Option C, 270 degrees. Option D, 360 degrees. The correct answer is option B, 180 degrees. The safety guard must cover the spindle end, nut, and flange projections, and the exposed area of the grinding wheel must not exceed 180 degrees to protect the worker from flying fragments. Question 9. What is the required response time for post-exposure prophylaxis, PEP, if a worker suffers a needle stick injury from a bloodborne pathogen source? Option A, within 1 to 2 hours. Option B, within 48 hours. Option C, within 1 week. Option D, within 30 days. The correct answer is option A, within 1 to 2 hours. PEP is highly time-sensitive. Standard medical protocols dictate that evaluation and prophylactic medications should be administered as soon as possible, ideally within 1 to 2 hours of the exposure. Question 10. Class B fire extinguishers are designed to be used on what type of fire? Option A, electrical equipment. Option B, combustible metals like magnesium. Option C, flammable liquids and gases, example, grease, oil, paint. Option D, paper and wood. The correct answer is option C, flammable liquids and gases, example, grease, oil, paint. Class B extinguishers are used for fires involving flammable liquids, combustible liquids, petroleum greases, tars, oils, oil-based paints, solvents, lacquers, alcohols, and flammable gases. Question 11. Class C fire extinguishers are designed for which type of hazard? Option A, ordinary combustibles. Option B, energized electrical equipment. Option C, commercial kitchen grease. Option D, chemical spills. The correct answer is option B, energized electrical equipment. Class C fires involve energized electrical equipment. The extinguishing agent must be electrically non-conductive, like CO2 or dry chemical, to prevent shocking the user. Question 12. When doing roofing work on a low-slope roof, at what distance from the unprotected edge can a warning line system be erected? Option A, 2 feet. Option B, 4 feet. Option C, 6 feet. Option D, 10 feet. The correct answer is option C, 6 feet. A warning line system, consisting of ropes, wires, or chains, must be erected around all sides of the roof work area and must be placed no closer than 6 feet from the roof edge. Question 13. If an excavation or trench is 20 feet deep or greater, who must design the protective system, shoring/shielding? Option A, the foreman. Option B, a registered professional engineer, RPE. Option C, the equipment operator. Option D, an OSHA inspector. The correct answer is option B, a registered professional engineer, RPE. While a competent person can select protective systems for trenches under 20 feet, any trench 20 feet or deeper requires a protective system designed by a registered professional engineer. Question 14. What is a job hazard analysis, JHA? Option A, an annual safety performance review of an employee. Option B, a technique that focuses on job tasks as a way to identify hazards before they occur. Option C, a financial audit of the safety department. Option D, a form sent to the insurance company after a fire. The correct answer is option B, a technique that focuses on job tasks as a way to identify hazards before they occur. A JHA, or JSA, breaks down a job into its specific tasks, identifies the hazards associated with each task, and determines the safest way to perform the job by applying hazard controls. Question 15. If temporary lighting strings are used on a construction site, what is a primary safety requirement for the light bulbs? Option A, they must be LED only. Option B, they must be painted yellow. Option C, they must be equipped with guards to prevent accidental contact or breakage. Option D, they must be less than 40 watts. The correct answer is option C, they must be equipped with guards to prevent accidental contact or breakage. To prevent workers from suffering lacerations or electric shock from broken bulbs, temporary lights must be equipped with heavy-duty guards unless they are deeply recessed. Question 16. When setting up a computer workstation to reduce glare on the VDT, video display terminal, how should the monitor be positioned relative to windows? Option A, facing directly toward the window. Option B, with the window directly behind the monitor. Option C, perpendicular, at a 90-degree angle, to the window. Option D, flat on the desk facing the ceiling. The correct answer is option C, perpendicular, at a 90-degree angle, to the window. Positioning the monitor at a 90-degree angle to windows helps prevent bright outdoor light from washing out the screen, glare, and prevents the user from staring directly into the bright window. Question 17. During an OSHA inspection walk-around, who has the legal right to accompany the OSHA compliance officer? Option A, only the company owner. Option B, only the human resources director. Option C, a representative authorized by the employees, example, a union rep or safety committee member. Option D, no one is allowed to accompany the inspector. The correct answer is option C, a representative authorized by the employees, example, a union rep or safety committee member. The OSHA Act gives employees the right to have an authorized representative accompany the OSHA compliance officer during the physical inspection of the workplace. Question 18. How quickly must an employer complete the OSHA 301 incident report form after learning of a recordable work-related injury or illness? Option A, immediately. Option B, within 24 hours. Option C, within 7 calendar days. Option D, within 30 days. The correct answer is option C, within 7 calendar days. Employers must complete the OSHA 301 incident report, or an equivalent form like a state workers' compensation report, within 7 calendar days of learning about a recordable injury or illness. Question 19. Under has come, where must the safety data sheets, SDS, be kept? Option A, locked in the HR office. Option B, at the local hospital. Option C, readily accessible to employees in their work area during their work shift. Option D, in a secure online portal that requires a manager's password. The correct answer is option C, readily accessible to employees in their work area during their work shift. Employees must have immediate access to SDSs without having to ask a supervisor, search for a password, or leave their work area during their shift. Question 20. What is the primary hazard associated with the swing radius of a crane? Option A, the crane tipping forward. Option B, workers being struck or crushed by the rotating counterweight at the rear of the crane. Option C, the load catching on fire. Option D, the cable snapping loudly. The correct answer is option B, workers being struck or crushed by the rotating counterweight at the rear of the crane. The rotating rear structure, counterweight, of a crane presents a massive crushing hazard. The swing radius must be barricaded to prevent workers from entering the pinch point zone. Question 21. Who is permitted to operate a powder-actuated tool, a tool that uses a small explosive charge to drive nails into concrete? Option A, any construction worker. Option B, only workers over the age of 21. Option C, only employees who have been trained and licensed in the operation of the specific tool. Option D, the site safety manager. The correct answer is option C, only employees who have been trained and licensed in the operation of the specific tool. Because they function similarly to firearms, powder-actuated tools are highly dangerous. Only workers who have been thoroughly trained, tested, and carry a valid operator's card may use them. Question 22. What is the difference between a permit-required confined space and a non-permit confined space? Option A, a non-permit space is larger than a permit space. Option B, a permit space contains recognized serious safety or health hazards, a non-permit space does not. Option C, a non-permit space requires OSHA approval to enter. Option D, a permit space has windows. The correct answer is option B, a permit space contains recognized serious safety or health hazards, a non-permit space does not. A non-permit confined space meets the physical definition of a confined space but does not contain atmospheric, engulfment, or other serious hazards. A permit space contains these life-threatening hazards. Question 23. If employees are performing work over or near water where the danger of drowning exists, what must the employer provide? Option A, U.S. Coast Guard approved life jackets, ring buoys, and a life-saving skiff, boat. Option B, a designated lifeguard. Option C, scuba gear for all employees. Option D, free swimming lessons. The correct answer is option A, U.S. Coast Guard approved life jackets, ring buoys, and a life-saving skiff, boat. OSHA Standard 1926.106 requires employers to provide U.S. Coast Guard approved life jackets or buoyant work vests, ring buoys with at least 90 feet of line, and at least one life-saving skiff. Question 24. Under recent OSHA updates, fixed ladders extending more than 24 feet must be equipped with what? Option A, a cage or well. Option B, a personal fall arrest system or ladder safety system. Option C, a resting platform every 10 feet. Option D, bright warning paint. The correct answer is option B, a personal fall arrest system or ladder safety system. OSHA has phased out the use of cages for fall protection on new fixed ladders over 24 feet. They must now be equipped with a modern ladder safety system or a personal fall arrest system. Question 25. If a worker needs prescription safety glasses, who is responsible for providing them? Option A. The employer must either pay for prescription safety glasses or provide over-the-glass (OTG) safety goggles that fit over the worker's personal glasses. Option B. The worker must buy them out of pocket. Option C. The worker's health insurance. Option D. OSHA. The correct answer is option A. The employer must either pay for prescription safety glasses or provide over-the-glass (OTG) safety goggles that fit over the worker's personal glasses. Employers are not strictly required to buy prescription safety glasses, but if they don't, they must provide specialty safety goggles that fit securely over the employee's personal prescription glasses at no cost. Question 26. In a personal fall arrest system, what is the maximum arresting force allowed on a worker's body when using a full body harness? Option A. 900 pounds. Option B. 1,800 pounds. Option C. 3,000 pounds. Option D. 5,000 pounds. The correct answer is option B. 1,800 pounds. Personal fall arrest systems must be rigged and equipped with shock-absorbing lanyards to limit the maximum arresting force on the worker's body to 1,800 pounds to prevent internal injuries. Question 27. Which dangerous gas is commonly produced by gas-powered generators, is colorless, odorless, and can quickly cause fatal suffocation indoors? Option A. Carbon dioxide. Option B. Nitrogen. Option C. Hydrogen sulfide. Option D. Carbon monoxide. The correct answer is option D. Carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide, CO, is a highly toxic, odorless, colorless gas produced by the incomplete combustion of fuels. Running a generator indoors or near a window can be lethal in minutes. Question 28. Which highly toxic gas is common in sewers and oil/gas fields, smells like rotten eggs at low levels, but causes olfactory fatigue, loss of smell, at high, deadly levels? Option A. Carbon monoxide. Option B. Hydrogen sulfide, H2S. Option C. Methane. Option D. Ammonia. The correct answer is option B. Hydrogen sulfide, H2S. Hydrogen sulfide, H2S, is extremely dangerous because, while it smells strongly of rotten eggs initially, it quickly paralyzes the olfactory nerve, tricking workers into thinking the gas has cleared. Question 29. ANSI Standard Z87.1 printed on a piece of personal protective equipment indicates that it is approved for what? Option A. Hearing protection. Option B. Head protection. Option C. Foot protection. Option D. Eye and face protection. The correct answer is option D. Eye and face protection. Safety glasses, goggles, and face shields must comply with the American National Standards Institute, ANSI, Standard Z87.1 for occupational and educational personal eye and face protection devices. Question 30. What is the safest way to manually move a heavy, compressed gas cylinder a short distance? Option A. Drag it by the cap. Option B. Lay it on its side and roll it with your foot. Option C. Carry it on your shoulder. Option D. Tilt it slightly on its bottom edge and roll it carefully. The correct answer is option D. Tilt it slightly on its bottom edge and roll it carefully. Cylinders should never be dragged, dropped, or rolled on their sides. The safest manual method for a short distance is the tilt and roll method on the cylinder's bottom edge. Question 31. If power tools are used outdoors or in wet locations, what electrical safety device must be utilized? Option A. An extension cord. Option B. A surge protector. Option C. A ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI. Option D. A battery backup. The correct answer is option C. A ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI. Water dramatically increases the risk of electric shock. GFCIs monitor the flow of current and will instantly cut the power if they detect a fault, preventing electrocution in wet environments. Question 32. Is it permissible for a worker to climb the cross braces of a tubular welded frame scaffold to access the platform? Option A. Yes, if they have a strong grip. Option B. Yes, if the ladder is broken. Option C. No, cross braces must never be used as a means of access. Option D. Yes, but only for heights under 10 feet. The correct answer is option C. No, cross braces must never be used as a means of access. OSHA strictly prohibits climbing the cross braces of a scaffold. Workers must use a proper ladder, stair tower, or integral prefabricated access frames to climb safely. Question 33. If an employer is cited by OSHA and fails to fix the hazard by the agreed-upon abatement date, what type of penalty can be applied? Option A, a warning letter. Option B, a failure to abate penalty, assessed for every single day the violation continues past the deadline. Option C, the business is automatically shut down. Option D, a flat $500 fee. The correct answer is option B, a failure to abate penalty, assessed for every single day the violation continues past the deadline. Failure to abate penalties are severe. OSHA can assess a massive fine for each day the violation continues beyond the final abatement date. Question 34. According to the General Duty Clause, Section 5(a)(1) of the OSHA Act, if no specific OSHA standard exists for a recognized life-threatening hazard, the employer is: Option A, exempt from punishment. Option B, still required to protect employees and eliminate or reduce the hazard. Option C, only required to train employees to be careful. Option D, allowed to ask employees to sign a liability waiver. The correct answer is option B, still required to protect employees and eliminate or reduce the hazard. The General Duty Clause is a catch-all safety net. It requires employers to provide a workplace free from recognized hazards causing or likely to cause death or serious harm, even if a specific OSHA rule doesn't exist for it yet.